Jnanakosha, Puranas,
सर्गश्च प्रतिसर्गश्च वंशो मन्वन्तराणि च वंशानुचरितं चैव पुराणं पञ्चलक्षणम्.
Vamana Purana. Lord Vishnu kills Kalanemi. After hearing the news of Bali's coronation, Maya and some other demons went and advised Bali to avenge the killings of his father, Virochan, and other relatives by Indra. Bali became furious and marched with a huge army to fight the deities. When Indra heard this news, he started making preparations for the battle, and very soon the deities' army assembled at the foothills of Vindhyachal mountain. A fierce battle was fought between both the armies. The movement of the troops covered the whole sky with dust, which subsided only after the tremendous bloodbath wetted the earth with blood. Kartikeya fought valiantly in this battle and killed many demons. The demons too retaliated by vigorously attacking the deities. Lord Vishnu created havoc in the demon army by killing many demons in a very short time. When Kalnemi, the demon, saw that his comrades were scared of fighting Lord Vishnu, he attacked the deities with renewed vigor and swallowed many of the yakshas, kinnaras, and the deities. The deities became scared and started running away from the battlefield. The demons became delighted, considering it as their victory and the defeat of Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu became furious and covered the Vindhyachal mountain with a volley of arrows named Narach. Bali and Maya became terrified and instigated Kalnemi to fight against Lord Vishnu. Kalnemi confronted Lord Vishnu with a mace, but it was destroyed by Vishnu's chakra. After destroying Kalnemi's weapon, Lord Vishnu first severed both his hands and then his head. The news of Kalnemi's death spread like a wildfire in the demon's army, and they fled from the battlefield. King Bali rules the heaven. The mighty Banashura saw the demons running away from the battlefield and came to their rescue. The arrival of Banashura boosted the morale of the defeated demons, and they returned to fight the deities. Lord Vishnu advised the deities to fight gallantly and disappear from the battlefield. Shukracharya assured the demons of their victory because he thought that the deities would be no match for the demons' might in the absence of Lord Vishnu. Once again a fierce battle commenced. Bali attacked the deities ferociously with his mace. Banashura devastated the deities' army with his 1,000 hands. Ultimately, the deities were defeated in this battle, and the heaven came under the control of demons. The defeated deities took refuge in Brahmaloka after abandoning the heaven. Bali ruled the heaven with the help of his relatives. One day, Bali called his father Prahalada to heaven and requested him to become the ruler of heaven. But Prahalada refused by saying, "As I have chosen the path of yoga, and after relinquishing everything, it would not be proper for me to get attached to worldly matters once again. Since you have snatched heaven from the deities on account of your valiance, hence the heaven belongs to you." Bali requested Prahlada to enlighten him on the duties of a king, on the virtuous deeds which would enable him in attaining dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. Prahlada advised Bali to rule in a just manner and for the benediction of the world. He also advised Bali to engage himself in the service of all the three castes so that they remain loyal to him. Prahlada said, "Virtuosity increases when people unwaveringly follow their dharma. Increase in virtuosity helps a king to rule without any problem." Bali agreed to rule in just manner as per the advice of Prahlada. The splendor of Bali. Pulasya says, the just rule of Bali had transformed the Kali Yuga into Satya Yuga. Even his subjects engaged themselves in virtuous activities like penance and yajnas. They practiced non-violence and always spoke the truth. One day goddess Tirokya Lakshmi went to Bali and said, I have come to bless you because you are a virtuous king. You have been defeated, you even defeated Indra and have control over the three worlds. After saying this, goddess Lakshmi entered into the body of Bali. During their reign of Bali, his subjects were happy and prosperous. Nobody experienced the pangs of hunger and everybody's desire was full. The prominence of virtuosity and religiousness during Bali's rule was incomparable and propriety prevailed throughout his kingdom. With logical tales, Dhundhu performs Aswamedha Yajna. Pulasya says during his pilgrimage, Prahlada visited many sacred places like Manastirtha, Kaushiki, Devahanad and Hastinapur. At last he reached the bank of river Yamuna where he worshipped Lord Trivikrama, Vamana. Narada was surprised at the mention of Vamana's name and asked Pulasya, Lord Vishnu is still to take Vamana incarnation. Then how come Prahlada visited this temple? Pulasya says, Sage Kashyapa had an Arura Putra named Dhundhu. Lord Brahma had blessed Dhundhu of immortality. In course of time, Dhundhu defeated the deities and threw them out from heaven, as a result of which they had to take refuge in Brahmaloka. When Dhundhu came to know that the deities were living in Brahmaloka, he decided to attack Brahmaloka. He consulted the demons, but they told him that it was impossible for them to reach Brahmaloka. Sage Shukracharya said Indra had accomplished 100 Ashwamedha Yajnas by the virtue of which he could go to Brahmaloka. If you are desirous of reaching Brahmaloka, then you too will have to perform Ashwamedha Yajna. Dhundhu expressed his willingness to perform Ashwamedha Yajna. Shukracharya started making preparations for Ashwamedha Yajna at the bank of river Devaki. He appointed his disciples and some other sages belonging to Bhargava's clan to supervise the Yajna ceremony. The Ashwamedha Yajna commenced and a horse was let loose according to the tradition. When the deities came to know about this Ashwamedha Yajna being performed by Dhundhu, they were scared and requested Lord Vishnu to disrupt the Yajna so that Dhundhu could not reach Brahmaloka. Lord Vishnu assured the deities and went to the site where Dhundhu was performing Ashwamedha Yajna in a dwarf appearance. He entered into the Devaki river and started drowning according to his plan. When the demons saw the dwarf drowning, they rushed to save him. After taking him out from the river, they asked him about his identity. The dwarf said, I am the youngest son of Prabhas. My name is Gatibhas and my elder brother is Netrabhas. After our father's death, my elder brother did not give me my due share in the property. When I insisted, he flung me into this river. The Brahmins who were performing the yajna requested Dhundhu to donate wealth to Gatibhas. Dhundhu agreed and said, I am willing to fulfill all your wishes. Demand anything you like. Gatibhas demanded a small piece of land measured by 3 steps. Lord Vishnu then revealed his giant appearance and covered the whole earth with his first step. His second step covered the heaven, and there was no place left for his third step. Lord Vishnu became furious and put his third step on the back of Dhundhu, as a result of which he was crushed to death. A large pit measuring 1,000 yojnas was created due to the impact of his weight, and Lord Vishnu threw Dhundhu's dead body in that pit. After completing this story, Pulasya told Narada, this is how Lord Vishnu became Trivikrama for the first time to defeat the evil designs of Dundu. Prahlada paid a visit to the temple of Vamana situated at the place where Dundu was killed. Pururava regains his good looks. Pulasya says, after worshipping Lord Trivikrama, Prahlada went to Lingabhedak mountain and worshipped Lord Shankar. He also visited many more sacred places like Kedar Tirtha, Badrik Ashram, Bhadrakarna and Vipasha. At last he reached Aravati and worshipped that Almighty Lord with whose blessing Pururava was able to regain his good looks. Narada was curious to know this story. Pulasya says, once upon a time there lived a rich trader named Sudharma. Once while passing through the Surahastra desert, he was attacked by bandits and robbed all of his possessions. Dejected, he started wandering in the desert like a lunatic. He saw a shami tree and decided to take rest under its shade. On this tree lived numerous ghosts. On seeing Sudharma, the leader of the ghosts asked him as to where he was going. Sudharma narrated his awful tale, which made the ghost very sad. The leader of the ghosts said, you must not lose heart. If you are destined to possess wealth, then you would become wealthy once again. But worrying about your lost wealth will only have ill effects on your health, and you would become weak. On being instructed by their leader, the ghosts offered food to the hungry Sudharma. After satiating his hunger, Sudharma asked the leader of the ghosts, who are you? How could you provide me such a delicious dish in this deserted forest? The leader of the ghosts said, in my previous birth, I was a Brahmin and my name was Soma Sharma. I was very poor, but my neighbor Soma Sharma was a rich and prosperous trader. Being a poor Brahmin, I was not able to perform my religious duties. Once people of all castes thronged Airavati and Nadwala to take a holy dip on the auspicious occasion of Shravana Dwadasi. I followed them and after taking my bath performed all the necessary rituals. As I was poor, I could donate things of little importance like umbrella, shoes, sweets, skirts. This was the first and the last time I had donated anything in my life. After my death, I became a ghost. My companions also never donated anything in their previous life. The delicious food which you had relished just now was due to the virtue of food items donated in my previous life. This shami tree is due to the virtue of donating umbrella. Soma Sharma was surprised and asked the leader of the ghosts whether he could be of any help to him, to which the leader requested him to offer Pinddan at Gaya so that he became liberated from Preta Yoni. So Maharshana went to Gaya and performed the necessary rituals of Pinddan, as a result of which the ghosts went to Brahmaloka after being liberated. Soma Sharma continued to observe the fast of Shravana Dwadasi every year. One fateful day he passed away and was reborn in a royal family. After reaching youth age, he became the king of Shakalapuri and indulged in enjoyment and sensual pleasures. After this death, he was born in a Brahmin family. Though ugly, he was well versed in all the scriptures. After a few years, he got married. His wife would make fun of his ugly looks, which annoyed him. He went to Airavati and worshipped Lord Jagannath with full devotion. Lord Jagannath blessed him, and his ugly look turned into a handsome appearance. He enjoyed a very satisfied married life, and after his death was reborn as King Pururva. The description of Nakshatra Purusha. Sage Narada asks Pulasya, about the austerity named Nakshatra Purusha, which King Pururva had accomplished to please Lord Vishnu. Pulesya says all the constellations dwell in different parts of Lord Vishnu's body. The Mula Nakshatra dwell in his feet, Rohini Nakshatra in his thighs, Ashwini in his knees, Purvashada and Uttarashada in his chest. A devotee who worships Lord Vishnu, the possessor of all the constellation methodically and according to the rituals, attain liberation. Worshipping Lord Vishnu's different organs helps in attaining good health and a disease-free life. Being pleased by his austerity, Lord Vishnu bestows radiance and sweet voice to the devotee. Arundhati had achieved great acclamation due to the successful accomplishment of his austerity. Aditya, with the desire of his son, had his wish fulfilled in the form of Revat, his famous son. The Apsara Rambha and Menaka had acquired unparalleled beauty and sweet voice respectively after successful accomplishment of this austerity. Similarly, Chandra had attained supreme radiance and Pururva regained his kingdom. This way, whoever performed this austerity, his desire was fulfilled. Prahlada's pilgrimage. Pulesya says Prahlada went to the sacred place called Rishikanya and took a holy dip in the Airavati river. After that, he worshipped Lord Janardhan in the temple situated nearby and then proceeded on his journey toward Kurukshetra. After reaching there, he worshipped Lord Kurudhwaja and paid a visit Lord Narsimha temple. After taking a holy dip in the river Devika, he proceeded on towards Gokarna Tirtha, where he took bath in river Prachi and worshipped Lord Vishwakarma. Ultimately, after visiting numerous sacred places, he reached Madhu Nandini, where he worshipped Lord Shiva, who had a chakra in his hands, and Lord Vishnu possessing a trident. Narada was surprised and asked Pulesya why Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu had held Sudarshan, chakra and trident respectively. Pulesya explained during ancient times there was a mighty demon king named Jalodbhava. He had pleased Lord Brahma by his severe penance and was blessed by him to become immortal. After receiving the boon, Jalodbhava became arrogant and started tormenting the deities and the sages. The deities sought the refuge of Lord Vishnu. They accompanied Lord Vishnu to Himalaya mountain to meet Lord Shiva. Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva exchanged their weapons. Both of them went to kill the demon, who on seeing them got scared and hid in a nearby river. Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva waited eagerly for him on the opposite banks of the river. After some time, Jalodbhava came out of the river thinking that both of them must have departed by now. He climbed up the Himalaya mountain and both the deities chased him. Lord Shiva attacked him with his chakra, while Lord Vishnu pierced his trident in his chest. Jalodbhava died and fell down from the Himalaya mountain. After finishing his story, Pulesya says this was the reason why both Lord Vishnu and Lord Shankara had exchanged their weapons. The spot where Lord Shankara had kept his foot resulted into the manifestation of river Vitasta. Prahlada, after worshipping Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva at Madhu Nandini, went to Bhrigutung Tirtha situated on the Himalaya mountain. Tale of Upamanyu and Sridhama. Sage Narada was still not satisfied by Pulesya's explanation and asked Pulesya as to what compelled Lord Vishnu to give his chakra to Lord Shiva. Pulesya says there used to live a learned Brahmin named Vitamanyu. He was well versed in all the Vedas and other scriptures. His wife's name was Atreya and Upamanyu was his son. In spite of his knowledge, Vitamanyu lived in absolute poverty and found it difficult to make arrangements for daily necessities. One day, young Upamanyu, on being angry, started crying. His helpless mother consoled him by saying that if he worshipped Lord Shiva, then he would even get nectar and would get liberated from the pangs of hunger forever. Vitamanyu was surprised and asked as to who this Lord Virupaksha was. Atreyu narrated the following story. During ancient times, there was a demon king named Sridhama. He ruled over the whole earth. Once he decided to snatch the Srivasa, Lord Vishnu's dearest ornament, from him. Then Lord Vishnu came to know about his intention. He came furious, but since he had no weapon at his disposal, he went to take Lord Shiva's help in this regard. Lord Shiva gave Sudarshan Chakra to him and said that with the help of that infallible weapon he could kill anybody. But Lord Vishnu was not convinced about the weapon's destructive power and expressed his desire to test it on Lord Shiva himself. Lord Shiva agreed and Vishnu released the Sudarshan Chakra towards him. As a result, Lord Shiva's body was severed into three parts: Vishesha, Yagesha and Yagyayak. Now Lord Vishnu became satisfied and made salutations to Lord Shiva to express his gratitude. Lord Vishnu went to the mountain where the demon Sridhama lived and severed his head with the Sudarshan Chakra. After killing the demons, Lord Vishnu returned to his abode, Kshirasagara. After finishing her story, Atreya told Upamanyu that such was the greatness of Lord Virupaksha. Upamanyu did a severe penance to please Lord Virupaksha and was blessed by him, as a result of which he never felt hungry in his life.